A consultant's role is to consult and not dictate. This is a furthering of the previous idea that we said, which is we want to bring our skills as part of a team. We don't want to come in as a kind of hack and slash person who's going to come in and start saying that this is the way that things that need to be done. Because, as we'll talk about in a minute, if you do that, well, as soon as you leave, everybody stops talking about it and everybody stops thinking about it because they don't have any ownership of it. So our job is to complement and enhance and deliver the solutions that people have provided. Now, they might not be the right solution. I'm not saying we just take the things that people are saying and do it. That's where my expertise and perspective comes in. But we listen, we understand, and we see what we can get out of those ideas. And our consultant's role is to consult. So consulting means talking to people, not to say, this is how I feel. And when we work with consultants sometimes, they find it quite difficult for me to not come in and immediately say, this is what you need to do. You need to get rid of this, you need to get rid of that, you need to do all of that. Because that's not what a consultant's job is. It's not to come in and be the CEO, it's to come in and help the CEO. It's not to come in and write a strategy, it's to come in and build a strategy. That's the way we see it. The term consultant works both ways. When someone hires a consultant, they seek solutions, insights, and advice from an expert. In turn, we see expertise, knowledge, and context from the real experts, the employees at all levels, from apprentices to directors who live and breathe the organization every day. We ask permission before sharing our ideas or findings, respecting confidentiality, protecting those who prefer to not be identified. If people don't trust you, you will not get the information you need. And so the things that I say at the start of every consultation, whether it be with an apprentice or whether it be it's an interview or it's online, as I always say the following things. If you would like me to say that this is what you want, this is what this person says, I'm more than happy to do that, but I won't do it by default. So if you tell me something and say, listen, I don't want anyone to know this, but this is how I feel, I will respect that. I will know that and I will try and work out how we can solve that problem, but I will do it, anonymize it, make that person not a part of some kind of expose on their personal information or what they're trying to do for the company. So that's the first thing. We also say to people when they first come in that we are probably going to talk about some things that you enjoy about your job, and we're going to talk about some things that you don't enjoy about your job. And what it might do is it might put a little grain of sand in your cloth and it'll get itchy and it'll create problems and it might create a pearl. And what I mean by that is by talking about your job to a consultant, you might realize actually there are some things about your job that you never realized you didn't like before. That's not the aim of working with a consultant or having an interview with someone who wants to find out more about your job. So keeping that in mind and explaining to people beforehand or before we start doing it, that this is a potential unwanted side effect of talking to someone like a consultant is useful for them to kind of get opening up. We ask questions and we wait for answers. We listen and we ask open questions and all of that kind of stuff. But that's what we try to do. And that's another key part of our consultation process. And we always credit those whose ideas shape the plan. One of the things that I find is that I have a very loud voice as a consultant because I've been paid to come in, clearly got expertise. They clearly like me. They clearly said, okay, as a consultant, you're going to come in and you'll solve this problem. We believe you can do that. So when I turn around and give an opinion, it carries a lot of weight. And I'm not sure that that's always the right thing.